Today we are going to be talking about the perfect date night. Stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shayla, the creator of JunkDrawerMom, where hiding is overrated. On this channel we talk about motherhood, everything from practical to personal, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. Today, this is the second installment of the Steady is Sexy series. I have my husband Rodney joining me this evening. And today we're going to be talking about the date that saved our marriage. At the beginning stages of our marriage, we actually worked in the same building. And so, even though we worked in the same building, he worked nights and I worked during the day. So there was only like a very small window. We would have breakfast together for like 30 minutes. And then he would go home, I would work. And then by the time I got home from work, he would already be asleep because he had to be at work, was it midnight? Mm-hmm. Midnight to 8 in the morning. So that time in our marriage was really difficult, I think, for the both of us. Especially I think at the time we only had been married for a year. And so things were still new. We're still trying to figure each other out. You know, you're still kind of in that honeymoon phase. We wanted to spend time together. He was irritable because he can't work nights. Like, no, it's like he's never gonna work nights. Yes. So, make a long story short, once that season was over, we decided to make a point to do weekly date nights. We would go out, like we're foodies, we love to eat, so that was kind of our thing. We would go and we would eat wherever we would eat.
Yeah, man. Still do whenever we get the chance. And so, you know, all that was pre babies. We were actually able to go out every week. Once you start having children, your priorities change, and you know, life and jobs and children and taking care of the house can get in the way. And so, you know, you're not always able to go out and do stuff. Sometimes you have to stay in, or a lot of people they stop dating one another. And I find that's the problem. Like, if you're not together, then how do you keep up your relationship? The thing that saved our marriage was really just making time to really talk to one another. You know, we kind of mentioned this in the previous video. You can go check that out if you're stopping by for the first time on this one. But I would say it's really just making time, scheduling time to just talk. There's times where my kids, as soon as I get in the door, they just want to talk to me. They just want to just, you know, do whatever. And there's, you know, times I have to say, hey, no. Daddy's talking to mommy right now, you know. And I think it's important. It's important that that we have communication, that I know what's in her head, I know what's in her heart. I can't know what's in her head or in her heart unless I'm listening to her. And vice versa. She can't really know what's going on in me unless she listens to me, unless we're communicating with one another. And so I would say I would definitely say communicating with one another. I would say me just being home. Man, I love being home. Man, I love hanging with my fellas whenever we catch up, whenever we get up. But I love being home, and I say it all the time. You know, I just love being home. I love just being home. We don't have to be doing a bunch of stuff, or we don't have to be super busy, but I just love being in my own home and my kids seeing me home and being around my wife. And I think that creates a sense of security for me, as well as, you know, the rest of my family when we're home. And I definitely think just doing little things like Netflix and chill and see what comes after. But no,
that's what chill is. You don't know that. Netflix chill part is.
I mean, obviously, but not everybody. Everybody doesn't know. Anyway, Netflix, you know, just watching something together, you know what I mean? Just doing something together, whatever. Find every excuse to be together, to do something together. And
it doesn't always have to be something like where you go out and do stuff.
Yeah, or spend a bunch of money and stuff like that. Man, go get you some wings, man.
Go get you
If
some
you have America's Best in your area,
go get some
get some
wings, you know what I'm saying? Some ginger ale, you know what I'm saying? And just, man, just eat some good food, watch something on, you know, Netflix, talk, whatever you like to do. You know, and I would also say this might be odd to some of you guys, but I definitely believe hanging with your friends, man. Like there's something healthy when I see my wife go out with her ladies. You know what I mean? I don't get jealous. I don't feel like where's she going, I actually feel like, man, that's good. And I think it's good because it is good for her, and if it's good for her, then it's ultimately going to be good for me.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with this video, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep it.
What?
I was talking. The video is the date that saved our marriage. Me
going
out with my friend has nothing to do with that.
That was that's for
that's
free.
a little nugget, though. You know,
That's
you
for
can
free.
take it or leave it.
That's for free.
Now, when we first started, when we came out of that season, I will say, like, one thing that we kind of tried to shy away from is going to the movies, only because I just feel like you're not supposed to talk in movies. So, and we don't have a lot of time. So it's not like we can go to dinner and a movie anymore, because that's like a 4-hour experience. I don't have time for that when you have like nursing babies and toddler babies and stuff, and a babysitter for 4 kids is just, that's a whole other story. But you know, so I think that's why we decided to do more things like, let's go for coffee, or let's just grab something once the kids go to bed. We'll just sit, you know, and talk, and not even necessarily like scheduling, let's have a date night tonight in the house, but more so like, you know, on the weekends where we're having breakfast together. And after we've had breakfast, like Rodney likes to cook, you know, his bacon and whatever, he'll get his coffee, and you know, we'll just sit and talk for like 2 hours. Sometimes the kids watch their cartoons, and we'll just sit and talk about the future, talk about where we are, you know, check in with one another, you know, hey, how am I doing? You know, do I need to improve in anything? You know, how can I help you better? How can I, you know, serve you better? Things like that. And that, like, I think that is the main thing that has really helped us grow over the last 5 years. I think since we've had kids, like, we've grown tremendously, you know, in our marriage. But yeah, so I would say just find, it might not be something scheduled every week. Maybe will need to schedule something every week if you guys have a busy schedule. You know, our kids are still young, so they're not doing sports or anything like that yet, but I do think that you will do, what is it, a world of good? A lot of good?
A lot of good.
A lot of good for yourselves if you just create the space and the time, make time for one another to discuss your hopes, your dreams, where you see your marriage going, where you see your future, that sort of thing. Question of the day: what is your favorite date night? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with somebody that you think will benefit. And yeah, don't forget, hiding is overrated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.